Chapter 336 Yingning. Since your esteemed self is standing here, it seems that you aren't an unknown figure. May I ask if Sir is Yuju's old friend? If this is true, then your esteemed self cannot be considered an outsider. Please, enter the room and chat with us. The Rainbow Sect Master suddenly asked this with a chuckling smile. He appeared quite polite. These words stunned the youth beside him, who revealed a trace of astonishment. When Han Li heard this, his expression darkened, and his mouth formed a sneer. Many years ago, I had learned many skills under the tutelage of Mo Juran. This daughter-in-law of yours can be considered my senior martial sister. Naturally, I cannot be considered an outsider. However, before we go and confuse our relationships, how about we first address the extermination of the Mo estate? Having seen Mo Yuju married off to an enemy clan, he felt gloomy after recovering from his astonishment and intended to act. You're a survivor of the Mo estate. The youth cried out with an appearance of complete surprise. The Rainbow Sect Master revealed astonishment, but soon after, his face darkened and his eyes grew indistinct. His body suddenly swelled without warning and gave off a grand pressure. Since you are a remnant of the Mo estate, don't think about leaving. Your life will remain here. The Rainbow Sect Master loudly shouted, wearing a completely different expression. He then made a large step forward with his hair fluttering about. Left behind in the bluestone that he stepped on was a 2-inch deep impression. It seemed this person's power was quite shocking. When the youth saw this wordlessly slipped to the side, planning on coordinating with his father's movements. Han Li expressionlessly looked at the father and son's movements. Without saying anything further, he wordlessly raised his hand. Poochie. Several fist-sized fireballs appeared above his hand, releasing a scorching air. The Rainbow Sect Master had froze, halting his advance. Cultivator. He hoarsely said with an expression of complete disbelief. The youth at his side was also dumbfounded. Humph. Han Li didn't intend to waste more words. He pointed his finger, intending to kill the two with fireballs. But at this very moment, Mo Yuju, who was originally embracing her young daughter, appeared resolute. In an instant, she appeared in front of Han Li, blocking his attack. Don't do it. I forbid you from killing this child's father. If you kill him, then you must kill me and my daughter as well, she said with a grieved expression. Han Li wrinkled his brow. With a burst of loud crackles, the fireballs suddenly swelled to the size of bowls and became even more scorching. Although Mo Yuju appeared miserable, she still would not move. Cultivator, there must be a misunderstanding. Our Rainbow Sect, seeing that Mo Yuju was protecting him, he felt greatly moved and felt fear that Han Li would truly kill her along with his daughter in anger. Thus, he hastily mentioned their great backer. Without waiting for him to finish, Han Li coldly interrupted, "Shut your mouth. Neither you nor your father are in a position to speak. I know of your backer, Spirit Beast Mountain, but I don't care in the slightest. If I hear you two speak again, I will exterminate your entire residence." The youth's complexion became flushed and he didn't dare to do anything else. He couldn't help but look at his father with burning anxiousness. Although the Rainbow Sect Master still appeared calm, his heart had sunk with worry as his son anxiously looked at him. Give me a reason why I shouldn't kill them. This is revenge for the Mo estate. Furthermore, Feng Wu had personally requested this of me. Han Li spoke to Mo Yuju with an indifferent tone. Feng Wu is still alive? That's great. I was always so worried. Only later had I realized that she had attempted to drown herself. When Mo Yuju heard this, she revealed an expression of happiness. Not only Feng Wu, but fourth martial brother and Kai Wan are also alive and well. However, I feel quite disappointed with you. I'll give you a moment to convince me. Otherwise, I will be taking their lives. Han Li said with an indifferent tone. He then raised his hand and caused the floating fireballs to disappear without a trace. Having seen Han Li restrained from attacking, the Rainbow Sect Master and son let out a breath of relief. At the very least, their lives were preserved for a moment more. They feared that Han Li would not listen to Mo Yuju's explanation as he was overwhelmed with fury. As they had more knowledge of cultivators than ordinary mortals, their fear of them was far greater as well. They were fundamentally unable to resist them. Mo Yuju's expression also became relaxed, and after a moment of thought, she spoke in a soft voice, "Junior Marshal Brother Han, considering that you've traveled a far distance in order to avenge the Mo estate on behalf of my father, I must first give you my thanks. However, I must ask Junior Marshal Brother, for what reason are you moving to take revenge on my husband? He didn't move to harm any of those from the Mo estate. He had only given the order, an order not decided by him but by another party. As for who they are, Junior Marshal Brother should know of them as they are also cultivators." Han Li grew startled and muttered to himself for a moment. How could Han Li not understand what Mo Yuju said? The main culprit of those who ruined the Mo estate were without doubt the cultivators of Spirit Beast Mountain. How could Han Li afford to provoke such an enemy? But what's more was that Han Li could not believe the Mo estate had created an enemy of such a degree. With that in mind, he had only considered to vent anger for Mo Fengwu on behalf of their previous friendship. If it was just that, it would have been fine. After all, regardless of whether the Rainbow Sect Master and his son were innocent, they were still involved in the extermination of the Mo estate. But now that Mo Yuju had appeared, married to this enemy clan, Han Li began to feel that his assumptions were amiss. He could only let out a long sigh towards the sky. The heavens do love making fools of men. Since a member of the Mo estate had an opposing view, Han Li naturally would not strain himself to perform such an undesirable task. Thus after a moment, he slowly spoke with a relaxed expression, "Senior Marshal Sister's words do hold reason. But regardless of how it is said, these two are complicit and killing them could not be considered unjust. What's more is that once they heard I was a member of the Mo estate, they had wanted to execute me. It is hard for me to be convinced that they had nothing to do with the extermination of the Mo estate." With that said, his face was shrouded once more in a layer of cold frost, causing the Rainbow Sect Master and his son to appear fearful once more. However, since Senior Marshal Sister is involved and the wishes of both sisters differ, I have no intention of becoming the evil one and will leave this to be disputed among sisters. I hope that when the time comes, you will be able to talk it over with Fengwu. With that said, he passed on the whereabouts of the Mo Kai Wan and Mo Fengwu to her. Having heard this, the Rainbow Sect Master and his son now realized that this cultivator had renounced his desire to kill them and couldn't help but sigh in relief. The Rainbow Sect Master stepped toward with a grand smile, hoping to incur Han Li's favor. However, Han Li's ice-cold gaze caused the old man to shiver. He no longer dared to continue forward. "I don't know what methods you used to marry my senior marshal sister off to your son, but I don't plan on investigating this irreversible affair. But from now on, you had best treat her well, otherwise." Han Li did not finish his words but the threat was clearly heard. "Junior Marshal Brother, you misunderstand. Mo Yuju hastily thought to resolve this misunderstanding, but before she had finished speaking, the old man had interrupted her. "Sir Immortal, do not hesitate to be at ease. I will be certain to have Quanzi treat Yuju well. She will not be wronged in the slightest." The Rainbow Sect Master was rather quick-witted, realizing that Han Li didn't want an explanation but a promise. Thus, he gave a sincere agreement. Han Li nodded his head, expressing satisfaction. Mo Yuju's eyes flashed with appreciation. After a moment of hesitation, she gently handed over the young girl sleeping in her arms. "Junior Marshal Brother Han, since you are an immortal now, please carry her. Her name is Yingning. Perhaps by touching Junior Marshal Brother's immortal chi, she will be bound to receive good karma," Mo Yuju softly said. Having heard the beautiful woman say this, Han Li was slightly startled. He then faintly smiled and wordlessly received the child, lowering his head to look at her. The child possessed an innocent appearance lacking any evil, delicate facial features, and white, rosy skin. Although she was still very young, Han Li could faintly see a future Mo Yuju in the making. The young girl still remained soundly asleep with a sweet smile, perhaps because she was too tired from her daytime playing. Han Li strongly resisted his urge to pinch the toddler's chubby cheeks. After a light sigh, he took out a misty white jade pendant from his storage pouch and gently placed it in the child's grasp. He then passed the girl with the pendant back the Mo Yuju. This is passing spirit jade. Although it isn't some rare item, it remains warm during the winter and cool during the summer. In addition, bugs won't dare to approach her. I'll give it to her as a token of remembrance. After going through several great battles, Han Li acquired many spoils of war. Not only did he receive all sorts of magic tools, but he also acquired a few rarely found treasures, the passing spirit jade being one of such treasures.